Hey everyone, welcome to this week's strap search. I've got my 5 straps of 100 singles apiece. Before we get started, I want to go into this week's tip. Let me just slide these forward just a little bit. When you're going through your straps and you're finding stuff to save, before you put them away, you're going to need a place to put them. And one of the things I'd recommend is an old checkbook box, literally. A checkbook box holds checks, but checks are the same size as currency. So while you're going through and while you were putting stuff away, anytime you find something good, you can put it in your box until you can put them in a better container. So it's just a good way to store money without having it sitting out in the open for everyone to see. And sometimes when you have a number of bills that are, only worth a couple dollars a piece, you don't necessarily want to be putting them into holders all the time because that can get a little expensive. So using a checkbook box like this for some of your more, some of your lesser valuable collectibles is a great idea. On to this week's finds. Started off with a couple quads, quad 3s on this one. Bill's a little rough. Quad 5s was the second find. Did find a few trinaries. This one's all 1s, 2s, and 4s. Almost a repeater. Another trinary. This one's all 5s, 6s, and 9s. Almost a repeater again. 6969, 5695. So close, but trinary nonetheless. Did find a number of star notes. They all seem to be fairly high numbered, though. You can see this one doesn't even start with a 0. This one's got a 0 in it, but you're talking the same series, if I remember right. What else do we got here? Yeah, it's in rough shape on this one as well. This one's a little more crisp. Starting with a 0, it's got a chance to be in a low star number. We'll see. 2013 didn't have a bunch of those, but I will check them. Another 2013 star note, this one from St. Louis. St. Louis does not make a whole lot of bills, so there's opportunity there. Here's a Chicago star note, starting with 2 zeros. That makes me feel a little better. That's with 2 zeros there. That means this number is less than 1,000,000, so there's a chance that could be worth something. Did find an old star note. Let me get a little closer on this one. I know it's dirty, I know it's wrinkled, but it's a star note from 1995. 1995 star note. I still checked. No, it's not a web print star note. I haven't seen any of those at all. I don't even know if they exist. But nonetheless, 1985 star note. Yes, they're still out there. They're still in circulation. Going on to my other older bills, I did find a series 1988. Since it's not an 88A, I knew it wouldn't be a web note, but I still always collect any bill that is prior to the year 2000. Then this was the oldest bill that I had found. This bill is actually pretty crisp. It's fairly clean, has a few light creases in it, very light creases, and you'll see it's from 1995. Or I'm sorry, 1985. That's why I wanted to pull this one out. 1985 note, probably older than some of you out there. 85 in real good shape. Not perfect, but considering the age of the note, I was really excited to see that my 85 was one of the better notes that I found. So now I want to bring out some of the stuff from my private collection. This is one of my favorite notes that I had gotten, and the story behind it is even better. To start with, this is an 1899 $1 silver certificate. There it is right there, series of 1899 $1 silver certificate. This is what's known as a black eagle. You can tell right there by the design, instead of having a president's name, they chose to put an eagle on there. They've got the capital, eagle standing on a flag. Right off the bat, you know it's a silver certificate because right over here you can see that the Federal Reserve seal is blue. Anytime you have a blue Federal Reserve seal, that means it's a silver certificate. On closer inspection, that's when you can also see that it says silver certificate here, and it's got it here, all over the place. But at a glance, like I said, seeing blue here lets you know it's a silver certificate. This one is an 1899 silver certificate. It features Lincoln right there and Ulysses Grant right there. And being one of the first bills I ever acquired that was from the 19th century, this one I was pretty proud of. Flip it over, show you the back of this one. This one is in really nice shape, no hard folds, a couple of slight creases. I like it when a bill has these huge areas like this of just nothingness, because that allows you to see that even back then in 1899, we were still using the blue and red fibers as anti-counterfeiting measures. A lot of people think that our money is paper. It's actually a cloth base. So the blue and red fibers in there are anti-counterfeiting measures. The reason I like this bill, this particular bill, so much is how I got it. I saw an ad in the paper for one of these guys that rents out a ballroom at a hotel, and the ad says, "Bring your collectibles, your old jewelry, your old money. We pay cash on the spot." So I packed up some of my stuff and I went to go see what this guy was doing. And I know he was just lowballing people on things that they had no idea had any value. I know that was his game. Basically conning people out of a lot of antiques just because they didn't know. Well, I know. I know what my stuff is worth. I brought some of my stuff with, and I made it pretty clear that I knew what I was doing. After showing him my stuff, he was afraid to make an offer on any of my stuff. So I decided I was going to turn the tables on him. And I asked him if he had purchased anything similar to what I was showing him at this particular show. And he says, in fact, yes. And he pulled out this very bill. And I saw how crisp the bill was, how clean the bill was. I knew that in that condition that this bill would book for at least 125, probably closer to 225 in that condition. He says that he picked this up, and I said, well, what are you looking to get for it? He says, I paid 60, so you can have it for 65. I just want to show a profit. So I decided, without a doubt, yeah, I'll take it. I pulled out 4 $20 bills, and he was struggling to find change. And when he gave me change for this bill, part of the $10, well, I should say all of the $10 that he gave me 5 of these for change. 5 $2 red letter legal tender bills. These are 2 of the actual 5 that he gave me. This one, yes, has a little bit of writing on there, Series 1953B, but this one is Series 1928G. He gave me a 1928 red letter $2 bill as change for the $80 that I gave him. So yeah, I was floored that this guy was so clueless about what he had and what he was giving me in change. These are worth at least $8 to $10 a piece. He gave me 5 of these when I gave him $80 for this. So I got this, and I got 5 of the red letter $2 bills. Actually, I think I got 7 of the red letter $2 bills and then a couple singles from him. So I was really happy to have conned a con in order to get this bill. It's not very often you get a chance to do that. When you do, you feel real good about it. I've got a wonderful prize here and a great story to tell. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week.